Happy Father's Day. Let's get the elephant out of the room first. I have a broken blood vessel in my eye, and so I know it's annoying, but nothing to worry about, so don't be distracted by it. This is just a Father's Day wish for all the fathers out there, and remembering my own dad on this day, who was the best father in the world. And I know maybe you think your dad might be that guy, but you'd be wrong. It was my dad. He died more than 18 years ago, and I miss him every day. I think about him a lot. He's in my heart. It's not something you get over, the death of a loved one, I don't think. I think you'll learn how to live with it. But it doesn't stop you from loving them and from feeling the loss. I wear his ring, and I think about him, of course, every day when I put it on, but I think about him at other times too, because he was my role model. He was the very kindest of men. He was very forgiving. He loved his family. He loved his girls and his wife, and he loved his brothers and sisters and his parents. He was just a family kind of guy. We never took a ride without stopping to see one of the family. And my dad is, he's a role model for me, and I strive to be more like him. I wish I were more like him. But he taught me about tolerance and patience and acceptance and things I'm still trying to learn. He was, as I said, very kind. I never heard him say a bad word about anybody. Well, except for my sister's first husband, but that was deserved. Other than that, he really accepted people for who they are. And one thing I really loved about my dad, and a lesson he taught me, was to live within your means. He didn't have a lot of money, but he always provided for us, and we always had what we needed. We might not have had, the shiny new bike when we wanted it, or gotten to go to camp or things like that. But he never envied other people. I never heard him say, "Oh, I wish I had that big house," or "I wish I had that new car." He was happy with who he was and what he had. So I'm going to read a poem that I wrote for my dad on his 85th birthday. He was 90 when he died, and that was a long time ago. But on his 85th birthday, I had a big party for him, and it was wonderful, and lots of people there. Everybody loved my dad, truly. So here's the poem I wrote for my dad in 1994. When I was just a little girl, my father seemed so tall. I looked up to him in every way. He was the best of all. When I grew to 7 or 8, he shrank somewhat in size, but I still looked up to my dad. He was a hero in my eyes. Then a dreadful thing occurred. I became a teen. I realized Dad was just a man and didn't know everything. In fact, I thought, he's not so smart, and he's not even tall. He was 5'6". He can't tell me what to do because I already know it all. There were some years, more than a few, that gave my dad some fits, and I know that he remembered that and thought it was the pits. But then I grew to be adult, and I know it seems absurd, but Dad became a wiser man. Some magic had occurred. I saw how good and kind he was, and then it made me sad that I had been so miserable and treated him so bad. He helped me out as best he could and gave me his advice, and if I didn't always follow it, it did make me think twice. I thank you, Dad, for guiding me and being who you are. You set a great example. You're my bright and shining star. The thing I see now that I'm grown is Dad is really tall. I look up to him in every way because he's the best of all. And I got through that without crying. Happy Father's Day, all you dads out there and all you daughters.